Hello everyone, and welcome back to Staxel. Yes, it's Sunday, but my husband's out of town right now, so...
Welcome Sinister_Studios Z.
Yeah, my husband is currently out of town with his dad, going to pick up some farm equipment, so... I'm here! How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Sleepy sleep. Yesterday felt like Sunday. Today feels like Monday, but it's Sunday. And it's one of those weekends. I'm like, nothing makes sense. And then my husband and I were out until like almost 9 p.m. last night buying rocks. It's like a series of just weird happenings. But there's this place in our mall that's like It's kind of a conglomeration of like antiques, arts, crafts, like collectibles, all sorts of stuff. And they sell rocks, very pretty rocks. So my husband and I bought a lot of rocks. Okay. Every time I jump over to a new one, because in this game, you can't actually have multiple saves. Well, I mean, okay. You can't use the cloud to access multiple saves across different platforms. So on each one of my devices, I have multiple saves. Yeah, that's exactly how long we had to sign for ours. Like 7 years seems like a very long time. But you know, before you know it, 7 years will be done, because we got ours in... When did we get ours? We got ours in 22, I believe. So we're already 3 years up. I love my car though. And what kind of vehicle is it again? I have a Toyota. I never intended on getting a Toyota, but Hubs was like, but they're nice and safe. So, I have a Toyota. What was I making? there's like food here. Oh, was I using it for storage? Probably. That's a very neat thing to do. Because there's no way I would have put 24 packs of brown sugar, carrot soup, and onigiri into a dish. And I have blueberry jam over here. Okay. There's just a lot of weird stuff happening. Like, the brown sugar I know I need to keep, but I can probably get rid of the rest of it. Is the game audio a little loud for you? Like, I can't tell because I'm still trying to get my headphones and everything else adjusted. Okay, I'm gonna sell that. I'm not going to sell the brown sugar though, because that's a lot. Oh my gosh, yeah, I was definitely using this for storage because there's a mushroom risotto over there. So let's sell these things that I don't know why we have. And then the onigiri. There we go. Yeah. So I've never bought like a new car, but that makes sense.
Incoming ad break.
Okay. It's so weird. This town is so big compared to my other ones because each town is like randomly generated. So like the shops will be the two, the carpenter, like the warehouse supply store, and then the general store. Those will always be on opposite sides of town, but everyone else's house can be in like different positions. And I'm pretty sure in mine, or in like the newest one that I made, I don't actually have Oscar. I think, because I have Amelia? Like Leaf and Eliza are given because they're like the salespeople. Rowan, Farm Fan, Max, those ones are all given. But the other villagers you can get in kind of like random orders. So I don't think I have Oscar. I think I have Eris and what's her face? The cat one. That one. I don't remember. Raya, I think. Oh, yeah. This town is like a lot more different than my other one. Because they're randomly generated. So, yeah, the only thing, so there is always a town hall and the mayor's house. Eliza's shop, the general shop, and the hotel are always here. But these other houses for the other like NPCs, they can be different because it'll randomly give you specific ones. Which was kind of strange when I first started playing. I was like, wait, what happened to my people? Well, they're different. Okay. The only other thing about this game is the music. And I don't have a playlist set up for Staxel, so like I could play music, but I would have to just start playing random music. What were we trying to do? We were trying to be friends with Leaf. Hello, Leaf. What do you like? You like post office stuff. Yes, I am. How in the world do I become his friend? Like, I've been giving it everything. They're like, oh yeah, he loves this thing. I'm like, apparently not enough. Well, yeah, Vorlin, there's only like 6 people in town. Okay, let me... Okay. Here's a lovely question, because I went onto my save, and I looked at my museum, and I added a staircase. Oh, this one's down here. because I couldn't figure out why. I was like, there are too many dinosaurs to fit upstairs. So I ended up with like a weird, I think my T-Rex is here. And I was like, how did I fit all of them upstairs? Like, I swear I made it to the exact same specs. There's one down here. That's why. And then I felt really dumb. I was like, oh. I was like, never mind. Hi, Loki. You're not supposed to be all the way this far in town. Okay. Oh my gosh. There's so many fossils. Such much. But yeah, today feels like Monday, but it's not Monday, it's Sunday. It's throwing me off. And then I'm freaking tired because my husband had to leave early. So he ended up waking me up. And then, like, I woke up and the bathroom light was on and the door was cracked and it was, like, shining in my eyes. So I got mad and I shut the door. And then all of a sudden you hear him freaking out because he's like, oh my gosh, you shut the door. And I'm like, it's me. And then I went to the other, like, the main bathroom. And I come back out and he's got the bedroom light on. And I'm like, really? So I crawl into bed. He's like, well, it's just so hard to see with the lights off. And I'm just like growling at him as I'm like trying to go back to sleep. No, we have a holiday on Monday. It's Labor Day. So I will be off on Monday. Yes. But Hubs is also going to be off, so I was like, I don't know what the schedule is going to be like. Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know exactly what the schedule is going to be like, but hopefully I'll still be doing my regular streams. And then I'll probably do another one later today, too. This is kind of a funny sentiment coming from him. No matter how many times I try, I can never get the characters I want. I don't know why I keep playing these phone games. Yeah, no, because sometimes when we're playing this game, I'm like, oh, why didn't I get this villager? Or why didn't I get this villager? Cecile, do not build a Hadron Collider under the town. That would be really bad. It's not necessarily that I would want to spend the time with him. Like, I love my husband, but there's a limit to how much time I want to spend with him. So, no, I don't know if I have to, like, run errands, because we are getting ready for our trip, which we leave next Saturday. And so I'm having to make sure that, like, I have all the stuff for the cats, that I have, like, all the stuff with the dogs, because I'm not going to be in town to buy more dog food or cat food. So yesterday we were running errands, and I think that's why it felt like such a strange day, was because we were running errands, like, left, right, and sideways. So yeah, it was an odd day yesterday. But yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that everything's ready, because like I said, my mother-in-law is taking care of the house, taking care of the dogs, and I'm just like, I'm so nervous, but the last thing I want is for them to run out of cat food, and then her have to go get some, get the wrong kind, and end up, like, having my cats have massive upset stomachs because they can't have anything with fish. I remember, okay, so There's a funny story to how I ended up getting my car. So Hubs is the one who, like, he looks online, he reads reviews, like, he does all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, just tell me which car that we're getting. Because the first time we went to Phoenix, we rented a vehicle, and because my car at the time was an Explorer, and it used so much gas, it would have cost us way too much to get to Phoenix. So, I love that vehicle though. So we were supposed to get a Nissan Rogue, but they didn't have one, and they said, well, we can't guarantee the make and model, we can only guarantee, like, size. So we're like, oh, okay. So we ended up with a RAV4, and we ended up falling in love with it. So we came back, and we ended up getting one, like, 2 months later. But when we went to the first dealership, it was just like a regular, like, kind of used car dealership. Like, everything was nice and everything, and, like, the car was beautiful, and we're like, yeah, we were considering it. But then Hubs is like, well, there's this other dealership in the next town over that they have 2 of them, and one he wanted to look at one, but it was too high mileage. But they did have another one that was, like, comparable to ours. And so he's like, well, let's go look at it. So we go and we look at it, and they take our IDs, which, I mean, is pretty common. So they take our IDs, we go on a test drive. I'm like, it's okay. But I was like, I think I like the other one better. And we're like, well, let's see what offer they'll give us on our trade-in. And they offered us like $250 for my 09 Ford Explorer, which I freaking loved that car. I'm so mad that we had to get rid of it, but we needed the money. And the original place was going to offer us $2,500 for it. And we're like, okay, like, why are you guys saying it's worth so little when they're willing to give us this much? And they're like, oh, well. And so the longer we're there, the more uncomfortable I'm getting, because they, like, after we said, yeah, I don't think this is for us, they kept trying to give us, like, new offer, and they're like, oh, just sign this. I was like, I'm not signing anything. Like, so they'd bring us a new offer, and they'd be like, oh, okay, just sign here. I'm like, no, I'm not signing any papers. And we asked, we're like, okay, can we just get our IDs back, and we'll go? And they wouldn't give us our IDs back. And, like, they're like, well, the sales rep was like, let me go get my manager. Let me go run this through my manager. And so I'm starting to feel trapped, because literally this guy will not, and he has my keys. He has my keys to my vehicle. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, like, I just want my ID back. Like, can I just get my ID and my keys? And so pretty much we were hostage, because I didn't have an ID and I didn't have the keys to my vehicle. And I think they came back with different offers, like, probably 5 or 6 times. And finally my husband said, like, I started having a panic attack. I had to, I always carry a fidget cube in my purse just in case, because if I'm like having a panic, then normally that can kind of help out. So I start, like, freaking out, and I'm like, okay, like, they're not letting us leave. Like, I don't like this. And I was just so uncomfortable. And finally Hubs was like, okay, if you guys do not give us back our IDs and let us leave, then we're gonna call the cops. And so they finally gave us our my keys and our IDs back, and we literally ran out of that place and back to the first place, because the guy at the first place was so nice. Like, he literally made me feel like his best friend. And, like, he went on our test drive with us, was answering questions about the car. Like, I know that it's all just, probably for show to get you to buy a vehicle, but the customer service was so much better. I was almost in tears when we went back. And then we ended up buying the car, and I was like, thank you so much. But yeah, that second place, like, every time I drive by, I just think about that. I'm like, nope, And yeah, every time anybody mentions that place, I'm like, oh heck no, I'm like, do not go there. Do not go there. Like, I've heard of aggressive sales tactics, but holding people hostage, that's been excessive. And yeah, the process to sign the papers and everything at the first place was like such a breeze. And like I said, he was just so friendly. And when I went back to pick up my license plate later, he was just like, oh hey, like he remembered my name. He was just like super sweet. I'm like, thank you. Nice. Yeah, I think we ended up negotiating down like maybe a couple thousand. Like, she's still an expensive car, and I still feel like it was a little overpriced, but like, that's just vehicles these days. And her gas mileage is fantastic. I think we get like highway mileage when it's not like start and stop. I can get up to like 33 miles per gallon. I think the highest we ever got was 36, and that was during a Phoenix trip. But those are just some long stretches of road that you're not stopping, you're starting. But yeah. We have kind of hefty payments, but I have a nice vehicle that'll get me from point A to point B with decent gas mileage. I fuel up probably every like 3 weeks. 3.5 weeks, and it only costs like, if I fill it up at a quarter, it's only like $34. Yeah, I think ours was 43, like 43 and change. Which, like I said, it was kind of like, oh, like that seems like a lot. But when you looked at like other vehicles, like sedans and stuff were freaking expensive. I'm like, okay, so if you want like a 4-door sedan, it's going to be, you know, like, I think it was like 3,700, and I'm like, okay, so you're telling me for like a decent amount more, like not a whole lot, that I can get a vehicle with cargo space. And like, it's got power window. I say that like it's an amazing thing, but it's got power windows, and I was meaning to say power struts on the back hatch. So you just push a button and it opens by itself, and that's really nice. Because my Explorer did not have that. But yeah, she's nice. She's got a lot of features: heated seats, heated steering wheel. And there's, in the back, it's actually got, like, a lining on it that's, like, rubberized. So when you lay down the back seats, it actually has, like, a completely solid rubberized surface that you can put things on. Which has been nice because, like, any stuff with the ranch or anything that I've had to take, or, like, some of his dad's stuff, like, any equipment, then it doesn't get all messy. And the dogs, it's really nice because they're not, like, scratching up carpet or anything. That was the one thing about the Explorer. The Explorer had carpeted surfaces in the back, and so every time I put the dogs in there, I was like, oh, like, no, I don't want them on the, not on the carpet. Oh, come on, I want up there. Can I jump on? Like, can I just jump on something? I always hate when they do that. Can I just, like... I know I'm starting to feel sleepy. I'm almost starting to feel agitated. I need a shovel. shovel. I need a shovel. Okay, how much of this is protected area? Jesus. Just go put my dirt back. Okay, go to... Dang! I mean, that's nice. That is a really good offer. Like I said, for my Explorer, and it was an '09. They only gave us $2,500, but it was an older vehicle. I freaking loved that Explorer, though. I miss that vehicle. It was a tank. Like, there was no moving that vehicle. If it was between you and another car, you would win. It was just heavy, heavy, heavy. My first car that I ever had was an '04 Chevy Cavalier. It was itty bitty. But I loved that car. That thing was also like the most dependable little car. Mine was an automatic, but my aunt actually had one that was a manual, and it was a blue, I think, I want to say it was a 2000? It was either a 2000 or a 99 Cavalier. But that was like the best little car. Could go anywhere because it was front wheel drive. And so, when other people would be like slipping and sliding in the snow, I'd be totally fine. There's some big exec on the island right now. We've convinced the company to send someone out to pitch an idea to. He's mentioned a restraining order. Oh, jeez. I might have been a little bit too persistent with my last pitch. He goes home at the end of the day. Please pitch this to him. Who is this person? I'm assuming it's the guy in the mask. Because this seems safe. Okay, where? There he is. Oh, hello there. I suppose it was you who called me out here, no? In that case, how can I help you? So we have this great game idea. You start off on an island after inheriting... Wait, let me stop you right there. Your pitching technique is abysmal, but I'll give you a chance. Believe it or not, I'm quite the gamer myself. While I was waiting, I toured the island and thought up a few riddles. If you can solve them and find me, I'll consider listening to your pitch. Ready? As sturdy as an oak, but not quite the same. Good for a drink, but never a game. Got it? Oh no! Okay. What did he say? As sturdy as an oak, but not quite the same. Good for a drink, but was it never a game? Yeah. As sturdy as an oak, but not quite the same. Good for a drink. What does that mean? Does anybody have any idea what this means? Oh no. So it's gotta be like in the town. Also, how did he just freaking disappear?
Nice to meet you. I'm Blossom.
All-wheel drive. See, all-wheel drive, like, I think my car can be all-wheel drive. That was another thing that Hubs liked, was that it could go from two-wheel to four-wheel. But I've never used it here. Like, even when it snows, it doesn't snow enough here to actually need it. It has a snow mode, though, which I think deals with, like, the ABS. What does this mean? And I have to find him! Can I just look everywhere? I guess I did! Oh gosh, okay. A certain fanatic gave this to you. At first it was small, but with your help it grew. Okay. A certain fanatic gave this to you. At first it was small, but with your help it grew. Why do I feel like it's my farm? Also, does he show up on the... No. No, he does not. Because Farm Fan is the one who gave us the farm. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Okay, let's see. What have I got in my pocket? Well, his hands are not in his... Hands? Handses? That's not real. I apologize, that was unfair. Let's try this again. The village, like a clockwork puzzle, ticks. At its core, a single cog clicks. City Hall has a clock, but so does the museum. So my first guess is going to be City Hall. But it could be wrong. Okay, that was not correct. Also, how in the world would you get up to the clock? Okay. The village, like a clockwork puzzle, ticks. At its core, a single cog clicks. Does that make any sense to anybody? Because like I said, my first thought, because the town hall clock is the first building that has a clock. Because I added some to the museum, I believe, if I can remember where the frick my museum is. How do I lose a whole building? The biggest freaking building in town, and I can't ever find it. That's okay, I've been obsessed with Fallout lately. Yeah, so this can't be it. There are two clocks here. But that's not it. I'm telling you, this is the only answer that makes sense. But how do you get up to the clock? Like... Can you get up to the clock? Am I gonna have to break the building? Is it just me, or does that seem like the only answer? Because the thing that's actually at the center of the town is the fountain. That's the only answer that makes sense. You know, I am obsessed with Fallout right now, and it's like it's put me back into fanfic mode, and so I'm just like, oh yeah, like what about this and what about this, and I have all these questions that I don't have answers to. Oh my gosh, this clock is the only thing that makes sense, but I can't get up there. Do I just need to like break in through the ceiling? Show region display. Disable area protection. You know, before I go and do something like that, I am going to look it up to see if I'm right. My only problem with winter tires is that if it's not like actively snowing or anything, they can be a little rough. Okay, what is the... Me and Dr. Google. Okay. Like I said, this is the only building that has a clock tower. It's the only thing that makes sense. The village like a clockwork. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure... Okay, so it says that it's town hall. Where's Max? I was right. They're like, oh, it's a reference to town hall. And they're like, everyone's like, I stood there for ages trying to wait. I wasn't expecting to run into you. A rather smart individual came by earlier and handed me this letter to pass to you. Unfortunately, I can't give it to you now. I already posted it. If I had known you were coming, I would have given it to you in person. Back to the house! So it was City Hall. I'm not crazy. You know, the hardest part of the fanfic is it's been a long time since I've written it, so having to go back and, like, remember, like, what order I supposedly did things in, because the fanfic is supposed to follow my personal playthrough, but I don't remember the order in which I did things, and then it's like, oh yeah, she mentions that she's never traveled with someone. But I'm like, wait, crap, I would have already had to develop relationships with some of these people. Let's see. So it seems you managed to solve my riddles. Well done. You may think it's strange that I tested you this way, but I know the truth. I know who sent you. If Jamie really wants me to sign off on his idea, he's going to have to prove he has what it takes. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again. Regards, Y. Oh, and I got... Ew, that's creepy! Can I just, like, throw it on a shelf somewhere? I'm out of shelf space! Oh my gosh. We'll just stick it there. I was like, I'm out of space everywhere. Okay, and I think... Yeah, the contracts and stuff are gone. Yeah, it's the fanfic's interesting, and like I said, it's like 98,000 words. And I'm like, great, we're like not even close to being done. So that's been fun and interesting. But it's, like I said, it's a pain trying to remember which order I did things in. And then it's like, okay, well, she's never traveled with anybody. But in order to get to the point that she is with the Brotherhood of Steel, she would have had to go with Dance. And I was like, well, like, we can get away with, like, not taking Curie with us, because later on when there's a break between the two of them, like, we can have Curie come and, you know, she'll be a temporary companion. But I'm like, like, I don't know about the rest of this. So it's been interesting. Leaf, why won't you be my friend? Like I said, he likes the weirdest stuff, so he likes anything that has to do with like the mail and like the post. Yes, yes, I'm giving this to you. I think we have to earn reputation with like the rest of the city. But that's a problem because I don't know what everyone likes. And there's no like universal liked item. Gosh, freaking dang it. It's a mushroom. I would like to pick said mushroom. Because it's a rare mushroom. Fine, I'll put the protection back on. And then, like, trying to match the character's voice is really interesting. Because you want, at least for me, when I'm writing fanfic, I want it to sound as organic as possible. Like, these are things the characters would say. So trying to get the voice right is surprisingly difficult. So that's been a bit of a challenge, especially like McCready, because McCready is this beautiful mix of like almost childish, but he's also very serious when he needs to be, and he's incredibly sweet. And so like trying to get humorous moments in there that actually sound like something he would say is kind of difficult. Preston took on a different role. He's he's not necessarily the villain, but like he's my antagonist because I can't put up with his antics. But like I said, Preston's not a bad guy. He has a very black and white idea of what the Minutemen should be, and he's very like my way or the highway, yet you're the one who is having to sacrifice your time, your efforts, and I feel like he hides behind you. He's just like, oh yeah, we'll rebuild the Minutemen, and you're like, well, why can't you be the general? He's like, nah, it's not for me. He's like, I'm not that type of person, but I'll make you do it. And then he'll send you on all these missions and whatnot, and if you do anything that isn't aligned to like lawful good, he's just like, what did you do? Why did you do that? I'm like, for reasons. I'm like, I promise, like, I'm not a psycho, but like I had my reasons. But it's just not good enough for old Preston. Like, even if you don't side with the Nuka World Raiders or anything like that, like, he gets mad that you're working with them. You're like, I didn't really have a choice. You know she'll actually die. Just FYI. I'm pretty sure that's what happens if you, I think it's like 3 times in a row. Like, just be careful unless you really just don't want her in your settlement. Yeah. But she's an interesting character, and unless it's like your very first time playing and you know nothing about the game, like, they're kind of interesting, sort of. They're not really even hints, but like the things that she says are like, oh, like, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And like when I first started playing the game, it was actually like the game had been out for a while, but I hadn't actually like really seen much of it. And then Audio's like, you gotta play it, and so I did. Yeah, but Also, Preston's like, don't do it! And you're like, ah. And I'm like, I don't want that on my
Welcome,
hands.
Erase Thesquid.
Hello, Eris. I have no idea. No messages popped up on my end. I didn't block anything. So, I have no idea why it told you that. We're playing Staxel, talking about Fallout. That's weird. I don't think I've ever had anybody have that happen before. Was it like your internet glitched or something? So it's like I've had that happen on like regular calls or like messages and stuff, and it's like, oh, failed to send because my internet is absolute crap sometimes. You know, I don't think I still haven't fixed the floor in this place. And also, so there's different colors of houses that you can get as your starter home. And it really just depends on what the game decides to give you. I keep getting yellow, and yellow is my least favorite color. Actually, scratch that. Yellow, depending on the type of yellow, is not bad. I don't like orange. Like, orange is... Like, green's okay, blue's fine, purple's amazing, red's pretty cool, but like... I don't really
Incoming
like
ad
orange.
break.
And orange is not one of the colors that looks good on me either, so I think that's another reason why I've just kind of avoided it. If I'm going to wear, like, most of my clothes, if you look at my closet, are black and gray. But the colors that I have are usually like a darker green, purple, I have a little bit of blue, and marigold. Marigold is one of those odd colors that is not really great, but for some odd reason it actually looks good on my skin. It's because I have a yellow undertone. But, yeah. So, I have a couple marigold color shirts. I do! And so, it's actually become a tradition. Every time I get, like, an ID photo done, or anything like that, I'm wearing a black shirt. It started off on accident. Like, I realized that between my learner's permit and my driver's license, that it was actually my passport, because I went from a learner's permit to a state ID, got my passport, went from state ID back to learner's permit, got my driver's license, and then I've had to renew my driver's license. So, but between my state ID and my learner's permit, I realized, oh, I was wearing black shirts in both of these. And then it just became a thing. So now every time I get an ID photo done, I wear a black shirt. So it's just a thing now. Where is my other one? There are usually 2 star bits. Where's my other star bit? I literally watched one fall from the sky right in front of me. Oddly enough, on the version that you can play on the Steam Deck, I only ever got like 1 per night. Then you'd love one of my shirts. It's just a very like it's striped, but there's like 3 or 4 different shades of grays and blacks. I love that shirt. It's very comfortable. Also, I am not, like, fashion savvy, so my clothes are kind of like an older style. And I think it's honestly because of my grandma, because she loved 3/4 sleeves. And so a lot of my, like, my fall clothes have 3/4 sleeves. And actually, a lot of the clothes that I have were her clothes. Aside aside from a brief stint in middle school, I'm not cool enough to be goth. I did try it for a while. Did it land on the roof? I swear. Please say it landed behind. Biscuits. It's on the roof. It's on the roof and I'm short. I really wish there was... Oh! Sweet. I just happened to look up and I could just grab it. Yeah, I'm not cool enough to be goth. I'm sure my husband would like it if I went goth, but... Oh, like looking back, that's... Oh no. Yeah, black lipstick, a whole 9 yards. Oh. I'm telling you, it was not a great look for me. And then, so the funny thing is in high school, I wore a lot of makeup, like every single day, full face of makeup. And as I got older, I stopped wearing makeup. Like, I was in college and I decided that because my college was in the next town over, and so it was probably about a 25-minute drive every morning, and I had to wake up early because
Nice to meet
I
you.
did not listen to people when they were like, "Oh yeah, you shouldn't take early morning classes." Well, I did because apparently I'm a glutton for punishment, and so I had to wake up stupid early. And yeah, I just decided that sleep was more important than makeup, and I stopped wearing makeup in the morning. Yes, a little embarrassing. Okay, did it ask you where you wanted to send dog meat? Okay, did you select a place? If so, he will be there. If you like tried to cancel it, okay, if you tried to cancel it, he should be at the Red Rocket station. And actually, dog meat does take up a follower slot. Because I desperately wanted to keep dog meat, and you can't if you have another companion. There's a mod you can use, but as far as I know, based on the just the base game, then you can't. Because every time I have dog meat with me and I try to take someone else, they're like, yeah, it's a mod. Because every time I try to take dog meat with me, and somebody else, they're just like, where do you want to send your follower? I'm like, I just want both! I'm like, I want my good boy! My life would be complete if I could have McCready and dog meat with me. But unless I mod it, I can't do that. That would be interesting though. If I modded it, I would have to mod the Steam Deck save as well, because then I couldn't cross-platform play. There's so many different, like, articles of clothing, like, a lot of bandanas and stuff that you can put on dog meat. You can put on welding goggles. He's got, there's actually dog armor in the game. It's kind of rare, but if you find it, you can put it on dog meat. Dog meat for me is just too perfect, and I just love him. I love his little face. Okay, what is... Oh, he gave me money. Well, that's nice. Okay, who lost their phone? I have a phone in my inventory, and it's not mine. The farm can take care of itself, farm fan. Oh, it was Oscar's. What were you doing in my barn? Yes, so links get banned like as soon as they pop up. I don't need that. Eris, you're the one who doesn't have Discord, right? I was gonna say, I was like, you could put it on Discord, but... Okay, Cecile. Jeez. Okay, now I have to take a look at that. Okay, let's see. Access. Mods. That's where I get all of my Stardew mods. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, that's so cool! Look at him! Look at little dog meat! Okay, that's epic. Dog meat is best boy. I actually recently watched a video and it was like, oh, like, who's the best follower? And, yeah, dog meat was number one. I was like, oh, of course, he is best boy. I'm like trying to check on all my people. So, dog meat is a boy, but his model was a girl. So the dog who dog meat is based off of, her name was River, and she actually recently passed away. Well, kind of recently, but, yeah, so dog meat is a boy, but the model was a girl. Oh, I remember this. I just got this on my other one. So now you have to go get a broom and go clean up all the rubbish piles that are everywhere. Fallout 4 is a boy. I've never played any of the older Fallout games. So, yeah. But in Fallout 4, the one that Sinister is playing right now, he's boy. That's why I'm always like, who's a good boy? I actually have a German Shepherd mix, and every time I play Fallout, I'm just like, I couldn't imagine like taking my poor pup through the apocalypse with me. That poor baby. Fair point. But all the dialogue that like the Soul Survivor and everyone else has for dog meat is, he's boy. But yeah, if you ever look up the original dog, like I said, it was a girl and her name's River, and she was the best. And they actually got like really good detail for the like for the character model. What was it? There was I don't know if it was a movie or a show or what, but there were wolves in the show that were played by, I mean, dogs, but they actually had to CG the tails of the dogs because the tails were wagging. And like they're like, no, like wolves' tails are like down, but the dogs were just so excited that their tails were wagging the whole time. Did he say he was gonna mark? He did. I was like, I thought I read that he was going to mark it on the map. So yeah, we have to get rid of all of this garbage that we did not cause. Was it Game of Thrones? Was it the direwolf? No, because I don't know. I don't remember. But I just remember reading that article. I was like, oh my gosh, like the dogs were just so excited that they just like, they had to CG the tails. Okay, I think that is all of the garbage. Oh, no. I swear, if that stuff's on the roof, like, I can't get to that. Nope, it's inside. I thought I saw 3 over here. Oh, maybe it's outside. Yep, there it is. Okay, where is Oscar? He is walking right towards me. Oh, there it is. It's a monument of garbage. Not gonna lie, that makes me feel even better. That it's so common that dogs are just so excited. Oh wow. He made 3,500 petals just for... Wow. 3,500 petals just for cleaning up some trash. But yeah, that, that just makes me feel even better that they're like, dogs are just so excited to do their jobs that they're just like, yes! Hello! Hello, people! That's adorable. I have 1 empty jar. That is not going to do. What was it? In, Harley Quinn's movie, the... Was it Birds of Prey? In the one where she has the hyenas. So those were actually German Shepherds. They were just really big dogs, and then they CG'd the hyena, like, over it. And so Margot Robbie's actually just interacting with these giant dogs. And I'm like, that's actually, like, really cool. And they're like, yeah, the alternative was to have some dude in a green suit. I'm like, yeah, I'd much rather be playing with the dogs. My German Shepherd's dramatic, though. There's a reason that her nickname is Drama Pants. Like, she's sweet, but my lord. For some odd reason, and it has to be my husband or I, if we turn on the air conditioner, she will sit there and howl like a banshee. And she'll, like, freak out, she'll break out of her kennel. Like, she just loses her ever-loving mind if you turn on the air conditioner in the garage. But if my mom does it and we're not home, oh no, perfectly calm, doesn't try to break out of her kennel. Like, I literally had to freaking give her trazodone to get her to calm down. And I'm like, my mom can just turn on the AC and leave and nothing happens. Yes, this is a lot of bees. They make a lot of money. That and I just like bees. But every time I find a queen bee, I keep it. Like, I have so many bees. Also, apiaries are like really expensive. So I think I actually started crafting all of my own apiaries after a while. Let's see, how many? So we have 29 hives. 29. And then I have a bunch of queen bees over there. How many queens do I actually have? I have 50 queen bees. Yeah, I have 50 of them. that is a lot of queen bees. Jeez. Could you imagine having like 70 hives? That would be a lot. That'd be like your whole day would just be taking care of bees. Like, you can buy the apiaries, which, honestly, I might... Look at that! 6,000 petals! 6,264. Did I give Leaf a gift today? Hello, Leaf. Yes, I know you've been sending letters that nobody's been getting. How high is your heart level? Ooh. Ah, I just can't break through the top. Yeah, 29 hives. Let's see, how much do the apiaries cost? I want to say they're like 400 something. 684 to buy a single apiary. You can make them. It's a pain in the butt, but you can make them. Also, I love my little shop. It's very nice. Because when I first started out, I just start putting the, all of the tool benches, like, along the side of the house. And it just looks weird. Oh, restart that. Okay, let's see. Mushrooms? I was storing them somewhere, and I don't remember. I have too many storage areas now. This right here. Is it over here? Oh my gosh. Okay, I have like all of these like decorative mushrooms, and then more mushroom armchairs. Oh, I fell in the pond. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna start storing mushrooms like down here. There's a reason I'm hoarding mushrooms, I promise. Okay, let's see where the star bits are. I don't know if any have fallen yet. Yeah, I can make so much money off bees. Oh, I think I see one. Does it show up on the map? Kind of. If you know what you're looking for, it's not like super bright, but there is like a little shimmer. So yeah, you can see them from the overhead view. Let's see, what is that? Stone block. Purple stone block. You know what? I might as well just get those. Oh, did I buy the same recipe twice? I did. Biscuits. Oh, I think I grabbed 2 of these ones instead of one of the redstone. I don't think I can sell it. Can I? Oh, I actually can for a little bit of money. Not bad. So since it's Sunday and since today was a surprise, would anybody mind if I just pick the game for later. Because I kind of just want to play Fallout. Like I said, since Hubs is out of town, I got time. Where is my other Starbit? How many Starbits do I have 3. I spent them all. I can quit whenever I want. I'm playing Staxel right now, aren't I? I don't have a problem. I can put it down anytime. Quitting is for quitters. See? See? And I'm not a quitter. Or at least not right now. I'm gonna do an uptime because I still haven't eaten breakfast and I have to do some laundry.
Welcome Highlanders 1743.
So I think this is going to be it for this episode, but like I said, Hubs is out of town and I got time, so I'm probably going to do another episode later this evening. Like I said, probably around the same time that I normally would. But yeah. So, that is going to be it for this episode. I'm going to say thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back later this afternoon with another episode. Actually, not of my Discord member's choice because I'm picking. Gonna be a dictator today. But until then, I hope everyone has a fantastic rest